Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3 Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host. I'm joined by Brandon Reines, Edmonton filmmaker. He is the owner of a YouTube channel called Brandon vs. Movies, where we have more discussions like the one we're having today. We've done a series on Friday the 13th, and we've done a series on Nightmare on Elm Street that'll be coming out soon. He is responsible for the Grotesque series of films, the Canadian ones, not the gross Japanese one, and the I'm Haunted series of found footage films. We are doing our Halloween series, and we're almost at the end. We're on the second last movie, Halloween Kills. It's the second David Gordon Green trilogy, second of the David Gordon Green trilogy. And let me tell you, the first time I watched this movie, I'll set a backstory for you. It was 2021. It was New Year's Eve. I had COVID for the first time. I was laying on a couch. My wife had terrible COVID upstairs. I had sort of less terrible COVID. And I was three-quarters in the bag on rum and cokes, laying on the couch watching this movie. And I hated it. But I rewatched it today, and maybe my opinion's changed. Maybe it hasn't, though. You'll find out soon. Brandon, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, this one is, I think, where you really start to see the David Gordon Green come through,
Yeah.
which is definitely not a good thing. He can be an okay filmmaker, but like, I don't know if people have seen Exorcist Believer. He can really fuck things up. And this is where he starts to just, it starts to get weird. When I saw this movie first time, I was the opposite. I liked it.
Yeah.
Subsequent rewatches, I liked it less.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in it that piss me off, but it's got a lot of cool parts. Michael Myers kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is a pretty fun movie, but it's starting to be like, uh-oh, maybe this isn't going in the positive direction that we thought it was with the last one. Last
Yeah.
one was great. And it's like, wow, Halloween's back, everyone, we're all celebrating.
Yeah.
And then we realize, oh, premature celebration because, oh shit, this movie is it's kind of got some problems. And it it's we see the return of like Tommy Doyle, the
Yeah.
young boy from the first movie, who was also played by Paul Rudd in part six, but this
Yeah.
movie ignores that.
Yeah.
So he's an adult now, and David Gordon Green, he always tries to put too much thematic bullshit in his movies about
Mhm.
the nature of evil and
Yeah.
community, and it's like, shut the hell up. You don't need that in this movie. The parts everyone complains about are those parts. The
Yeah.
parts where he's trying to be smart and have all this deeper meaning to it. It's like it's a Halloween movie. You don't need deeper meaning. Just make it cool. And there were cool parts in this
Yeah.
movie, but there was so much evil dies tonight, and then
Oh.
all the bullshit in the hospital, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, what are we doing here?
There were also a lot of wacky side characters. And some of them I liked, and some of them I didn't like. But that's another thing that they like to throw in as wacky side characters. And I'm talking like Big John and Little
Yeah,
John.
yeah, that was the
Oh,
example I was going to use.
they were pretty funny. Like I like those actors, Scott MacArthur and Michael McDonald, the guy Stewart from Mad TV. Look what
Yeah,
I could do, that guy.
yeah.
He was Little John. And they're the new a gay couple that lives in the Myers house now. And so there's entirely too much of them, let's just say, for wacky side characters. There's probably 15 minutes of movie dedicated to these two
Yeah,
clowns.
like I think if you had have just taken that and made it
Yeah,
a short film about
yeah,
two guys and a killer, it
yeah,
would have been an amusing short film. But it's like these characters that are not seen before or after.
yeah,
You have this whole setup of them, and then they get killed, and that's the end of it. It
yeah.
was like a little movie within the movie.
I kind of like the fact that they brought back the original actors that played um, the girl who lived across the street in the 1978 movie. So Tommy Doyle wasn't the same Tommy Doyle. It was Anthony Michael Hall is playing Tommy Doyle in this one. But the original little girl that played the girl across the street, who was being babysat by Annie Brackett, she was back playing the same character, as well as the nurse, the actress that played the nurse that was with Loomis when Michael jumped them and stole their car. She was back too, playing the original character. That was pretty cool. Even the guy who played Sheriff Brackett was back playing his original character. So they tried to get back everybody who they could to reprise their original roles, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely. And that nurse was also in H2O. She was the one that got killed. at the
Was it the
beginning.
same actress too?
I don't think it was the same actress, but I think it was the same. It might have been. I can't remember, but it was the same character though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there was a lot more Haddonfield lore in this movie. And it did pick up the second the last movie ended. Jamie Lee Curtis had to, and let me just say, I didn't say it in the last one. Jamie Lee Curtis is a phenomenal actress. I think that she's great. She can make me feel all sorts of different emotions. I hear that she's a bit of a shit in real life. Like she can be hit or miss. She can be either really cold or really warm, depending on who you are and how you approach her on any specific day. But holy smokes, she is a really great actress, and she was really good in these two movies, even though this one got a little bit sillier. They have to staple her guts back together in this one, which is pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Yeah,
was some callbacks to Halloween 2 in this one with her being in the hospital and not doing
yeah,
a hell of a lot for a big chunk of the movie.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, like in Halloween 2, she was out of commission for a bit. They gave her some more lines. Judy Greer kind of told her that Michael was dead, even though he wasn't. But everybody thought he was dead. Oh, let me say, the beginning of this movie is probably one of the most memorable when we're talking about top five scenes in these movies. When Michael Myers walks out of that fire and starts just eviscerating the firefighters, that's one of the top five moments in this series because
Yeah.
that was insane. He's got the half melted mask, he's got the hair is all melted together, and he just walks out and he just destroys these guys. Holy crap. It was gnarly.
Yeah, it it set it off on the right beat because the
Yeah.
first like the 2018 Halloween movie it was great. It
Yeah.
was a slower pace, like it wasn't as like full on craziness. This
Yeah.
one, it's like holy shit, he's killing like 12 guys at a time. Like
Yeah.
wow, now we're into it, and it never quite recaptures that
Yeah.
for the rest of the movie. And then it kind of gets sillier, and then it gets sidetracked with other characters, and then it gets sidetracked with all this other nonsense with the mob of vigilantes at the
Yeah.
hospital, and evil dies tonight, and they go after the wrong guy, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like something's going wrong here.
And that poor guy, one of the other escape mental patients is kind of being pursued as a side character, and everybody thinks it's Michael Myers. Meanwhile, this guy is kind of short and fat, and if you've ever seen Tommy Doyle has seen Michael Myers. A lot of these people have seen Michael Myers, and he's tall and imposing and huge. And even though he's wearing a mask, you know it's not this guy. You know it's
Yeah.
not this guy. But they're chasing him around the hospital. Judy Greer tries to save him because she knows it's not the guy. Even Tommy Doyle at the end kind of realizes it's not the guy, but they pin him in between two corridors that are locked off. He decides he's going to go through the window, and everybody who dies in this movie dies in a very gross way. So he couldn't just hit the ground and just break a bunch of bones and die. His whole brain had to be coming out the back of his head and everything because it's a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah, he
And so,
explodes.
poor guy, right? Yeah, he exploded when he hit the ground. He was full of beans or something. He's just full of gas and
Yeah, so the ending of this movie could have been cool, and in a way it was kind of, and then it gets weird. And this is the one where they added the thing that it's no longer Michael Myers is after comes to Haddonfield because he's trying to kill his
yeah,
sister. It's he just wants to go back and stand in the window at his childhood home,
yeah.
which seems like kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it's really stupid that he wants to stand in the window and is he looking out or is he looking in? Ooh, very heady, David Gordon Green.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. That's stupid. The other thing that really bothered me is they added the supernatural angle to him that every time he kills, his evil grows stronger. And so he can heal more or that he can do more or something or other. That he gets, it's like Hulk Hogan, right? Okay. You know when you beat Hulk Hogan up and he's down, the Iron Sheik has got him in the camel clutch, okay? So he's got him in the camel clutch, and he's almost done. Hulk Hogan's almost done, but then he does the thing where he does the puts his arm up, and then he starts
Yeah.
shaking his arm, and then he does the, and then he comes back and he kicks everybody's ass. That happens in this movie too. So probably the most effective part, other than the firefighter business, is when the unruly mob of unruly mobsters guys, the Haddonfield regulars, led by Tommy Doyle, finally track Michael down. He gets trapped in between a bunch of cars. Okay, and they've got him surrounded, and they've even got his mask off. Okay, so he's just an old guy walking around. And it really was really cool seeing him walk around as just an old guy too. It was kind of like there was a cognitive dissonance to it. But they decide that okay, it's time to for us to beat this guy down. So he puts his mask back on and they start beating him down. And this is the point in time where you can see his eyes through the mask when they're really laying into him, when they're really just beating him up and shooting him and stabbing him and just beating him up and it looks like he's done for, right? But then he does the Hulk Hogan thing. He does the whole and then he starts coming back and murdering everybody and then all of a sudden he's at full power again. And he can even teleport. And
And
you know what I
what's
mean by when I say teleport, because the very end of this movie is stupid. Okay, go ahead.
what's ridiculous about that scene is
Yeah,
that it's like, okay, there's this guy in your town that's murdered dozens of people. He's very dangerous, and you and your friends are trying to kill this guy.
yeah,
None of these people brings a firearm. They
yeah.
bring like
Oh,
irons and like any object from around the house to beat this guy down. This insanely tough guy.
the
Why
one,
would you risk hitting him with a hammer? Like someone's got to
yeah.
own a gun in this town.
The
It
one
just
dude who
seems
was dressed up
ridiculous.
like a tiger had a gun and he shot him like 5 times, but then he got his arm stabbed.
Okay, so one guy had a gun,
Yeah,
but other people are bringing just like household objects as
yeah.
weapons.
It's so weird. I mean, I know what he was trying to go for there, but I really hated it the first time I watched it. Let's just say that the ending really left something to be desired.
Let's explain the ending for people watching that might not know what you mean.
Ending for people who are watching from home, and it's the weakest part of this movie, maybe not of the whole trilogy of these movies. Michael Myers has just finished murdering all of the townsfolk that came to beat him up, who were beating him up, including Tommy Doyle. And then Judy Greer's character, the daughter of Laurie Strode, walks back into the house, goes up the stairs to see the handiwork of Michael Myers, of what he's done to these people, and to go look in the window, I guess, out the window of Judith Myers' window. And Michael Myers appears behind her and starts stabbing her. Like he's just, and he kills her. And how did he get there? Does he have teleportation powers? Because there's a whole shit ton of cops right in front of this house and EMS workers. Where'd he come from? He was just getting beaten down and then just murdered a whole ton of people. It hasn't been that long. How did he get there? How did he get there? And why did he kill that character off? And then that's just the end of the movie. It's done. I hated that.
Yeah, this movie, yeah, with all its problems, it's still kind of fun to watch. Like with the
Yeah,
the killing parts, it's just like, yeah, it's a good like slasher movie, but yeah, this is the one where I think people were kind of like, uh-oh. Like the first one seemed like everyone loved it. David Gordon
mm,
Green's a hero. This
yeah,
one, they started to question it,
yeah,
which leads into the third one where, well, you'll see when we do our review for that one.
yeah.
Maybe it's not a, maybe it went even worse, but
So what do you rate this one overall?
I, 6.5 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I watched this one, under the conditions that I described before, when I was 3/4 in the bag, with sick with COVID, I would have given it a 5, I think. But upon rewatching it and seeing some of the bits and being able to appreciate a lot of the stuff that I wasn't able to appreciate before, because now that I've watched all of these movies in such quick succession or so recently, I'm gonna give it a 7, I think. I think Halloween Kills gets a 7.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments below. Tell me why I'm wrong and Brandon's right, or vice versa. And remember to subscribe to Brandon's channel, Brandon versus Movies. and subscribe to my channel for more conversations like this one. And come back to join us for the very last Halloween movie, at least so far, Halloween Ends. See you then.